Fret like up here, it's me, Captain Fancies, and today we're playing the Stanley Parable. Let's get into it. End is never. The end is never. The end is loading. What? About the loading.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple.
To beat his dick off the keys.
And he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Good for him.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Jesus Christ.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
So this game narrates as you go along. So as soon as I go out this door, he's going to narrate continuously. If I could actually get out a bit.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I am playing with the controller and it keeps dying. Guess I'm going this way because he's not said anything yet.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Synergy!
To find an answer there.
To this door? Broom closet. That's my boss's office, the broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Let's go then.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now?
Butt naked.
It had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
Good.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind control or escape? Nah, we'll go mind control. This sounds like fun. Bit light.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Whoa.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
There goes
Stanley's co-workers.
that one right there.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
2451? 2457, sorry?
Monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay. Fuck was that? It's either that one or that one up there. Quit with your purring like a fucking pigeon, you prick.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes. Because the internet.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Turn it off. Please turn it off. System power. Danger, electric shock risk. Trust me, I'm an engineer. Okay. Is it done? Is the game over? That was easy. Oh no, it's just black screen. It's fucked. Game's fucked. Push all the buttons. Oh no.
Blackness. and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Someone just face planted onto the piano.
Yes! He had won!
Yay!
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
It was freedom. Freedom from the grasp of Big Daddy.
Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Okay.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go,
God.
what to do, or how to feel.
Feel.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
And that was all she wrote.
The only thing worth knowing.
Come on, fucking door. It's the slowest door in history.
The open door.
Trying to jump, 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 jump.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Back to the start.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Oh, shut the bed. Oh, shut the bed. Oh, shut the bed. Can't get through the door. Fuck.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
$1.25? Are you fucking shitting me?
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
If you stop doing things, he will start narrating everything that you're doing. And some of them are quite funny. Some.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
But at last, he got out of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No, we didn't. We're not listening to you this time.
Stanley was certainly bad at following directions. It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, Stanley walked through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, the game's just stopped. Oh, it's because my fucking controller died.
I still don't think we're communicating. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
No.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here.
Because this isn't a paradox.
Just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I just
Killing me softly with his
we would
words.
both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
No. Fuck you and your doors. No. I'm gonna hide in this corner. It's the way forward. And see what shite comes away with next. Shh. Fuck it. Can't be arsed. Oh, it's loading. You should watch the trailers for this. It is fucking hilarious. It's on Steam. I think I picked it up for about £4 or something. But I think it's usually about 6.
What are we looking for?
Oh no.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Fuck you.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Best part about this game, if you don't do the same thing.
Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
You can't really. Oh shit. You can't really do the same thing twice. As long as you don't.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
As long as you don't do the same thing that you've done before, you've got infinite amount of endings that can happen, like this.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Hard dive. Hard dive.
Stanley, Let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Okay. Not.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Yes.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Yeah, let's go back because I don't want him to cry.
Do you want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me? I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
So pretty. Oh, well, nothing's happening here, is it? Nah, fuck it. I think the narrator has died. Fuck it!
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Oh, I died. We're going back. We're going back. Okay, here we go again!
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
I want to see weather one day.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh,
This was not the correct way to
whoops.
the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes. I'll just cut straight through here.
Wow. Yes, this
Shh.
room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Should we? Or should we go right crossing that bridge? Yeah, we'll do that first.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Nothing but you.
Someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Someone like you would make me
Please,
feel.
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Who is she? 427.
Stanley, is that you?
Yes.
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
You're getting naked.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Jesus Christ!
Gotcha. Oh, come on.
What the fuck is
I
that?
actually think you had a loving wife. They want to commit their life to you.
Fuck
Trying to make
you.
a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Boobs! Good morning, employee 47427. Press RB on your gamepad. Right bumper doesn't work.
Stanley,
oh, it's the trigger!
Fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
She's fucking creepy. Press X.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
That table just changed.
Pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now
I am home.
He's coming back to work.
I'm not going to fucking
I
work.
feel sorry for him.
Are you high?
In this life.
Left trigger. I'm gonna push it around.
But
Okay.
in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own.
What TV?
First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world,
The fuck is
he began
that?
to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls.
We've been there already.
Down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions, and down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Woo! To tell my kids, my invisible kids,
It was
a
such
story.
a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path. Must
Hopefully.
there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly
Hate
killing
Mondays.
himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. I'll wait. Hide for you. Bottoms up. 4 hours later. Clock doesn't even change. Fuck it. Gamepad is actually destroyed itself.
You see? Can he just not hear me?
Eh?
How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
Cool.
How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to.
Press LB to question nothing.
I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please die.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
And now I'm dead. And the game restarts again. Shoobity boobity bow bow. Here we go.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And I take the one on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Shut up.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes, because I love it.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, we'll follow you this time.
So he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Actually, he took the elevator down. Another loading screen. Shit the bed. Do, 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 do.
Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right.
Fuck off.
Mistake. No.
Suck my dick.
Right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Alright, let's go. Oh, it's the room again.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick,
Done that.
close your eyes. Okay.
No.
Okay. We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
No.
This time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
No, fuck you. I don't know, what's that, like the 9th one? It's got to be about the 9th one. We'll continue to restart until it cannot restart anyone.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Has he completely forgotten what's recently happened?
When Stanley... Wait.
There's more doors here.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
All the pages are blank.
It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find...
Let's go this way. It's that door. What's this one go to? It's time for a story. It's time for a story. Oh, come on. We'll go this way. We know this way. This way's different already.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
It's unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot.
No. Ah, for fuck's sake. There is obviously no ending to that one. That is the ending to that one then.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Through here and...
Okay, yep, it's worse.
There's no doors.
Wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
That door wasn't open before. Oh no, wait. Where are we?
Aha!
It's a different room.
I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes.
Welcome to the paradox.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Troller died again. Okay, this is different. Oh, it's a fucking junkie's house.
I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Door's gone!
Do you remember, Stanley?
Yes.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time.
It's a rape shack.
Start.
Fuck's sake. The Stanley Parable adventure line.
Right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Good idea then. Line's a bit boring, mate.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, hang on. That could have been weird back there.
Yeah, Dad.
But I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I better cover the logo just in case. They don't pay me money. Right. Let's go. Forget studying, let's take a picture. Genius. What is that? It's like a box around the corner of the line. Oh shit.
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Line. You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
Yes.
Story?
Yes.
Is any of this ringing up? No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh,
Let's jump out the window.
Sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Fucking Windows XP, man. Let's jump out the window, that'll be a good adventure.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
A paradox.
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no.
Well, here's the adventure line.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I want to go up there.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Yay!
How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
The confusion ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because
We've done more than
on
5.
This thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it?
We broke the game.
Cycle?
We broke the game.
Whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree?
It's time for a story, it's time for a story.
Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now.
The story.
Won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
I almost shat my pants there. Right. Again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm definitely not going to the meeting room. Fuck the meeting room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to...
Possibly.
Standing now in this incredible room...
Speedrun this bitch.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, fuck that. I reckon there's something else across here
Stanley
somewhere.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
In with the boxes.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay, that was a good ending.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great. This is what I wanted all along. I got what I wanted. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes, he did.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, let's go! We went up last time, let's go down.
Staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, he didn't. He hid under the stairs and cried like a little girl. No, he didn't. He went through this door.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
All the doors
In
closed.
such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for
You listen to that.
at all. None of it made
You
any
listen to him.
logical sense. And as
Is he
Stanley
still here?
pondered this,
Yeah,
he
he's still
began to make other strange observations.
I'll be back in a minute.
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he went down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Simply repeating. Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I might as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Still yapping.
He imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield.
Yay!
It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice
Put them on backwards.
dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
What?
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility?
Oh my god.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
And little Jemima, and little Jeffrey.
Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I am Spartacus. I am.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
I am the Rude.
Must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Who am I?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
I am not.
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh, there's that guy! Restart? Yes. Try to find another ending. There's got to be another ending. Where have we not gone? We've gone up into the office. We've gone down into the infinite loop.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it be? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile. At last, proof that he was human. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Fucked. We're fucked.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
No.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I think we repeated this ending by accident.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Yes.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, he didn't. He went to this way.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Cool. Let's keep going. Fuck the narrator.
Behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nah, I'm just gonna keep going.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes, I want to die now. I want to be put in the Star Wars incinerator. Back to the start, I guess. Ah, my shins!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
Yay!
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this really is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Squished. Here we go. Aw.
Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell.
Narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Yes.
In a single
Yes,
visceral
Maria.
instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body,
Yay.
killing him instantly.
The narrator of the narrator.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Feck all.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Thrown into the door choice. Holy shit. Basically just got everything to call the art stylings. Fun sounds. Okay. The Office by Dr. Dre. Warzone? I never got to that one. We're up on a battlefield, finding aliens. The action game word is. Fuck it. I'm sure you had time to read it because I read it there. These are screenshots of the Stanley Parable HD remix. More endings, fewer endings. More narrators, fewer narrators. More Stanley, less Stanley. The point of view, the Parable HD remix is to win. The point of this is to lose. Well, yeah, fuck you and your stupid shite. Narrator's emails. Oh dear lord. Will playing the Stanley Parable make you have friends? No. No. It helps to be awesome beforehand. Oh yes. We've been in that one. I want you. Rock. Where's this? Where's this? Where's this? I don't think we got to this one. The game is now paused. Begin the game again. Resume the game. Oh shit. 32. Push it. Oh shit. No. I want to wrong. I want to go.
It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on top of the facility to end this injustice forever. Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible to you?
No. I think I know what's happened. Everybody's dead. Oh, this is some kind of shitty museum. I wonder if there's a room in here about the museum. Office clock. Right. I think we've looked at everything. Exit. Let's fuck off out of here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop. Now may be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
I did actually die that time. I didn't think I was going to die that time. Right, begin the game again. Begin it again! Begin it again.
All of his co-workers were down.
No!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I know.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I know.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but...
Been down that one.
All this time.
I think they're struggling for them now.
Been neglecting Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Well, guys, I think I'm sick of hearing Stanley's fucking name. Well, that's all the endings it can be arsed finding. You know. Fuck it. I think we found most of them. If there's any I've missed, please write in the comments what I've missed. You probably played, if you've played the game already. Anyway, guys, I was Captain Funsies. This was the Stanley Parable. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Fuck it. Bye now.